Along the shores of Manila Bay, nestled beside the cultural center of the Philippines, stands a building both majestic and mournful. To the casual eye, it's just concrete and glass, but ask anyone who's worked late at night near its halls, and you'll hear a different story. The Manila Film Center was meant to be a temple for Filipino cinema, an international hub of art, vision, and cultural pride. But history carves something darker into its foundations. Behind its sleek facade are whispers of tragedy, of secrecy, and of things that refuse to be buried. Some call it haunted, others say it's cursed. But what really happened within these walls? And what was covered up? What do you believe? Is it possible that a building can carry memory, pain, grief? Let's take a closer look at the Manila Film Center. It was 1981. Under the rule of President Ferdinand Marcos and First Lady Imelda Marcos, the Philippines was undergoing a cultural facelift. Imelda, dubbed the Iron Butterfly, had grand ambitions. One of them, the first ever Manila International Film Festival, rivaling Cannes or Venice. But they needed a venue, and so the Manila Film Center was born. A structure meant to represent elegance, progress, and Filipino excellence. The project was massive. Over 4,000 workers labored in shifts 24/7 to complete the building on time. It had to be ready in just 3 months. Pressure from the top was intense. Delays were not an option. The interior was set to house theaters, screening rooms, and galleries. From the outside, it seemed like a beacon for the arts. But beneath the surface, rumors swirled. Some workers spoke of shortcuts, structural compromises. Others felt something darker, saying the land was never properly blessed. November 17th, 1981. It was still dark when tragedy struck. At around 3 a.m., scaffolding inside the building collapsed. Wet cement, steel bars, and lumber rained down. Estimates vary, but it's believed that between 25 and over 150 workers were buried alive. Some were crushed instantly. Others were entombed, their cries echoing for help under the concrete. Here's where the story takes a disturbing turn. According to witnesses and independent reports, a media blackout was enforced immediately. Rescue efforts were allegedly delayed, not by confusion, but by orders from above. The priority? Get the building finished in time. Some say workers were instructed to continue construction, even as bodies remained trapped underneath the flooring. No proper documentation exists on exactly how many died. No monument was ever built. To this day, no official apology has been made. And maybe that's why the building never found peace. Some former workers have spoken anonymously about what followed the collapse. One account, published years later in a small independent magazine, claimed that when reporters arrived, they were stopped at the gates. Officials said it was a minor incident. Meanwhile, inside, construction resumed above freshly poured cement, hiding the remains beneath layers of progress. It said that families of the missing were paid off quietly. No names published, no list of the dead. Only whispers, traded among laborers and neighbors. They're still down there. They never got out. Even the idea of holding a public inquiry was buried. For the Marcos regime, image was everything, and admitting fault was unthinkable. Ever since that night, people have reported strange happenings inside the Manila Film Center. Late at night, security guards hear footsteps echoing down empty corridors. Lights flicker with no cause. Some say you can hear knocking beneath the floors, like someone is still trying to get out. The projection booth is one of the most feared areas. Technicians claim that film reels malfunction constantly in one specific room. No matter the machine, brand new or old, it just breaks. One senior projectionist once said, Sometimes the film jumps, scratches itself, like something doesn't want the movie to play. Others feel cold air sweep through, though the building has no central AC. A few swear they saw shadows in the balcony, just sitting, watching. And yet, when they turn on the lights, nothing's there. Over time, stories spread of lost workers reaching out through electrical malfunctions, unexplained sounds, even apparitions. Are these the cries of the forgotten, or echoes of something far more disturbed? The film festival went on as planned in January 1982. Foreign dignitaries and celebrities walked the red carpet, unaware of the tragedy that had happened just weeks earlier. The government never held a memorial. The building continued to operate, but never thrived. Over the years, the Manila Film Center fell into disuse. It changed hands, hosted various tenants, and was eventually absorbed into the cultural center of the Philippines. The grand vision faded. But the unease lingered. The ghosts, it seems, stayed behind. Some historians now point to the Manila Film Center not just as a haunted place, but as a symbol of an era when extravagance was valued over human life, when appearance trumped reality, when the voices of ordinary people, construction workers, mothers, sons, were erased to preserve a narrative of control. In university lectures, the building is sometimes cited as concrete propaganda, a physical reminder of what happens when power silences pain. And maybe that's why the stories endure. Because no matter how high the walls, the truth has a way of seeping through the cracks. The Manila Film Center still stands, weathered by time but never truly at rest. Some buildings age quietly. This one hums with memory. Is it just the wind through concrete, or something deeper? Echoes trapped in stone, waiting for someone to listen? Stories cling to the walls here, of voices silenced, of footsteps with no names, not for fame or fright, but to be remembered. So, when the halls fall silent and the shadows stretch long, ask yourself, is it all just myth? Or do places, like people, grieve?